Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out today's broadcast. We're going to get right into it because I've had some audio issues. So that's why I am using my headsets today instead of my microphone. It's going to be a real quick one because Carrie is on her way here now. Pick me up uh, to the event we're going to tonight. So, real quick, if this is your first time checking out my video, my name's Jonathan, 39 years old. I'm married. We have 4 children, and I've been overweight my whole life. The Carrie says cameo. I don't know if she can keep the kids in line in the car. I do have to change something on this. All right, so I hope the audio is still working, but I had it on monitor so I could hear what's going on. Anyways, everything's kind of screwed up today, but everything's been going great since yesterday. Um, we are going to this vegan pop-up that's happening. It's by a organization or a company called Vuture Foods. That's Vuture Foods. It looks like they're going to have some chicken sandwiches and some um, fries, different options for fries available. We're going to try them out. If it doesn't end up working out for us, there is another vegan restaurant kind of near there that we could take the kids to. We've also been hearing that this is something we didn't know about before, but there is Papa Murphy's. I don't know if it's something, I imagine that they're pretty nationwide, but it's take and bake pizzas. The 2 locations in our area started offering vegan options for their take and bake pizzas. So if this doesn't end up going as well as we planned, we could always just grab that on the way home. I know there are, at least from what I understand, there's 2 locations in this area that offer those options or that option for food. Um, But yeah, everything's screwed up. I'm like 10 minutes late getting started because the audio was messed up. But since yesterday, everything's been pretty easy as far as the diet goes. We ended up probably need to lay off the Ezekiel bread with the mango and the avocado, with the mango pico de gallo and the avocado. I think we might even be down to no avocados left, which is really one of the determining factors is whether or not there's ripe avocados because it seems like it should be easier to get avocados that are ripe or not, have avocados ready when you want them, but it never seems that easy for us. Uh, we can't even remember what we had for dinner. But I did the big thing that I wanted to talk about. I guess I wanted to, pepper burgers for dinner. There we go. Carrie was right on top of it. So Carrie made some of her, she shared them in the Discord. I can't remember what it's called. It's something Dave's Famous Burgers or something. I'm gonna try to pull it up here quick. It's under the whole food plant-based section. It is Dave's Possible Burgers. So Carrie made some Dave's Possible Burgers yesterday. We had a little bit of a mishap or a fiasco with the pepper grinder. As she was trying to grind the pepper on, it broke and a bunch of the pepper fell into the meal. It didn't dawn on me what that was going to mean when she did it, because I was like, oh, it sucks. It's going to be real peppery. But maybe if we mix it up well, we won't really notice. Thinking of like already ground pepper or pepper that was, in a shaker that you would get from a restaurant kind of thing, and not one that cracks the pepper as you put it on the food. So I kind of jumped right in. The first bite wasn't a problem, and then the second bite I took, I probably found 4 pepper kernels in that bite, and it was immediately apparent to me why it was an issue. I don't know why it hadn't dawned on me. Like I don't know. I was Carrie said something about it. She felt bad about it, and I was just like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll get through it. It won't be a big deal." And once I popped one of those peppers with a molar, and that flavor just burst in my mouth, I was done. I couldn't like. And I hadn't put a lot. I was just eating the burger plain, like as is, without anything on it, because that's how I like those burgers for the most part. And so um, I ended up not even getting through much of the burger, like 2 bites, and then I was like, well, we had Spanish beans and rice from the night before as leftovers, real quick to heat that up and have that instead, and that's what I ended up doing. Carrie actually, Carrie is a glutton for punishment because she choked. I think she had 2 of them last night. Now she's telling me she had another one for lunch today. But she was also much more diligent as she was eating it. Like as she took a bite, she was kind of scanning the next bites for possible pepper kernels when she was eating last night. Well, then I noticed she also had put some sort of sauce on hers that probably helped with that overly pepper, the overly strong or pungent pepper flavor that we ended up having. So that was kind of what we had last night. We ended up having oatmeal again this morning, and I was wrong yesterday trying to figure out how to describe the oats. And it's really funny because the book actually was right in that. But we had oat groats, not rolled oats. So oat groats is like the least refined oatmeal you can have, and then they steel cut oat, or they do there's a couple other cuts or names they do for very thinly or very minimal processed oatmeal. And then rolled oats is actually, I think, flattened oats, and then it gets, it's more processed than what we had. We had oat groats mixed with regular oats. Listening to the book, in that, like I said, it was right in that spot yesterday. I was kind of in, so like right after I got out of the stream, went home, I was listening to the audio book, and that was exactly what he was talking about, just about that it you have higher blood sugar spikes the more processed the oat is, and then you also feel more full the with less volume the least processed that the oats are. So we ended up having that same thing this morning. I think Carrie was kind of disappointed when I was like, well, we should do that again because it sounds like it's a good thing to do, or transitioning to oat groats might be better than even the steel cut oats. She was a little bit reluctant, but we did have that this morning. And after finishing that, she even kind of turned to me and said um, that she didn't even notice the oat groats the second day. And I felt the kind of the same way. Like I just kind of got used to eating it. The only thing that I might have noticed is that with oat groats, it's really just like the shell is taken off, I guess. And I don't know much about oats, but um, occasionally I've gotten like a shell, and it's almost like a piece of like popcorn kernel that was in it, but like I maybe 1 or 2 of that, and I can't say that eating steel cut oats have been free of that, but I just noticed it and thought I would mention it, I suppose. But yeah, that's been great. I mentioned the book. I am officially. I should have put that down in the description somewhere. I should have, but I'm officially done listening to How Not to Diet by Dr. Greger. It's 24-hour book or 20 some hour book, and it was really good. It finishes really well as far as for somebody, the whole point of the book is to, like he talks about um all these studies and everything, and kind of the evidence for really what is the last half hour of the book, which is he doesn't talk about it too much in the book, but he does promote it some in the book. The Dr. Greger has his daily dozen, which is a dozen to 15 different things. So pepper burgers, Anthony, you're gonna have to kind of listen back, but we had a little incident with the pepper shaker that caused the burgers to turn out a little bit tough to choke down. But the uh, Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen, he talked about that a lot and how not to die. And it is his recommendations of things that you should strive to have in your diet every day. It's not a Bible. It's not a thing you have to check these things off. And those things are not like if you check off all 12 things of his daily dozen, that doesn't mean you've eaten enough for the day. It's just you've eaten the variety of foods that he recommends. And then you can eat more servings of whatever you want. But by the time you eat, I think it ends up being 24 servings of stuff in his daily dozen. You don't necessarily have a lot of room for or a lot of yeah, you don't have a lot of I'm trying to think of what the word I'm room left for more food, I guess, or it would be tough to overeat junk food after eating his daily dozen things. So that has been talked about in the other book. He does mention it in this book. And then with the how not to diet, he has 21 or 27, I can't remember. It's over 20 kind of hacks or kind of boosts or things that you can do to help lose weight. Things like drinking a cup or two of water a half hour before eating. Also preloading your meal by eating a cup of something that is 100 calories or less by cup. So eating some fruits, tomato, salads, things like that prior to having your main meal will also reduce the amount of food or the amount of calories you get from your higher calorie meal. Um, the one of the things that surprised me was his recommendations for weighing in. The I've gone back and forth. I've done every different way to weigh in the last year even. I started this off doing my fast. I weighed in every time I streamed, switched to doing a weekly weigh in, and now I've kind of been doing a monthly weigh in. He recommends that you weigh in twice a day. He recommends that you weigh in the morning and weigh in the evening. Um, and this is for weight loss, I guess. If you're a healthy weight, you might want to weigh in twice a day just to maintain. But he's saying if you're trying to lose weight, that weighing in twice a day increases the amount of weight you're going to lose. Just in the studies that they've done, he doesn't. The only thing he talks about when he says that you should weigh in the morning, in the evening, is that in studies there was a difference between a 2 pound weight loss for people that weighed in less frequently up to a 6 pound weight loss to people that were weighing in twice a day. So in studies it's been shown that weighing in more often provides better results. So he recommends that, which I was surprised that that was the recommendation. Some of it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense in a sense that you're really staying on top of things and you're really trying to focus on it, and that knowing throughout the day, knowing that where you're at weight wise is going to affect how you eat. Like if you weigh in before bed, you go to bed and you weigh in heavy, you're going to go to bed thinking, no, I don't have to eat a lot, or I shouldn't eat a lot in the morning. So when you get up in the morning and you weigh in and you're heavier than you wanted to be, you knew you were going to be heavier because you weighed in heavy that night. And it's not a burden for you necessarily, maybe. And this is all just speculation, but it may be easier for you to eat fewer calories in that morning. If you've had that 12 hours to kind of wrestle with the fact that you're not going to be eating a big breakfast like you hoped, um and really the calorie density of the foods he recommends, it's tough to gain weight like long term on his recommended diet. You could gain weight on a day to day, like if I decided to just binge and eat a bunch today, I could possibly gain weight. Um, but but in the long run, 6 months or a year from now, it's more important. And he also, I wish I had written it down. I listened to it in the book, but he does um, uh, reference that you kind of have to look at things in, it's not a today and it's not a tomorrow. It's a year from now thing. You got to, you this diet is successful because it's sustainable. It's the other diets I've done to lose weight just aren't sustainable as a way of life, and this diet has been definitely what I've needed in that department as far as the volume of food. I really feel like eating a volume of food is the biggest factor in, like, the calorie density of the food I eat is the biggest factor in my weight loss. I probably eat a smaller volume of food overall. Like if you piled up all the food I eat now next to all the food I used to eat, I probably eat less volume. But if you put the food I eat compared to every other diet that I've eaten to lose weight up to this point, if you combined all those diets, the Advocare with the pills I took, and the Weight Watchers diets, and the doctor monitored diets on phentermine and things like that, like if you took like the weight of those, like per meal, like I eat more than that per meal. Like the breakfasts I have are amazing. And I used to, on all these other diets, I used to skip breakfast all the time because I always wanted a nice, savory dinner. That's my idea of like, that's the best. That's my favorite meal of the day is dinner, and have it be something big and nice and warm and filling. And I get to do that now. It's just different foods. Like it's um, and the foods that I'm choosing to eat now just have a much smaller calorie density, or the density of the calories is far fewer than any diet, like, yeah, any of the other diets that I've ever tried. And that's what's, I think, gonna be how I'm able to do this the entire length of this 3 year span. I think that if I was doing keto diet or a carnivore diet, or low calories in, calories out, uh, I would have, I'd be, I don't know that I would have made it this far. Like having this channel and this accountability is a huge part of what's helped me kind of keep, stay to this. But the fact that I can sustain myself on these foods, um, and fill my gut and have a full gut. Like eating that rice and beans last night, it's so filling, the Spanish rice and beans. Like, and in the oatmeal the last 2 days with these oat groats, and it has been a little bit. I have been eating the Ezekiel bread with um the avocado and stuff as well. So I have that in the morning as well as oatmeal. But I've had difficulty finishing the bowls of oatmeal because I felt so full in the mornings. And I really, I like that feeling of being full. And I know that all that food I ate in the morning is going to get me through the next 6, 7 hours or 8 hours of the day until I get home. And I really like the 2 meal a day diet that I kind of am on. I'm not strict. I allow myself to snack. I had uh, pineapple upside down cake Lara bar, that I have a box of those here, so I had one of those today. Um, so I don't like completely fast through the day. I have fasted through the day, and it's mostly kind of how I feel I am. I spend a lot of the days as fasting, um, and then I come home and I eat. There is some other tips, like the way I eat, if I were to eat breakfast and then do a workout before dinner, I would probably see a benefit. That was one of his hacks as far as losing fat. If you kind of the best zone to lose weight and work out is like 6 hours after you eat. So with my schedule, that is something I could do. Is like if I worked out right after this stream or figured out a way to do it during the stream. Cool. But the that's yeah, that's like I said, he's got like 20 hacks in the back of the book that I think was worth it. I mean the um I wish that he kind of presented them sooner because the time it takes you to listen to this book. I mean, I've literally been listening to this book for 2 months to get it done. Like, and I really kind of grinded it the last couple week or week and a half to get it done because I felt like I was getting closer to the finish line. In fact, I was so happy to be done. I made it play out through the final second, like where it said, "Thank you for choosing Audible" or whatever it says, or "This has been presented by Audible," because I wanted it to. My focus went way off there. Um, because I wanted the analytics of the system or whatever to show that I listened to the whole book and I didn't stop it early. I also didn't want to miss anything. You know, maybe there was a surprise at the end, like the after credit scene on a Marvel movie. You know, like surprise. Um, happy I listened to the book. I would listen. Well, I probably wouldn't listen to the whole book again, but I definitely like I said, the back part. If they would have put that sooner, just so you had an idea of some things you can kind of be doing while you're listening to the studies, that might, like I said, be um, helpful because everything he talks about. Carrie says she's going to be here in 2 minutes. All right, so um, real quick, I guess I'll just talk about what we're doing. The My focus has been moving a lot because I don't have a microphone in front of me, which keeps my head from moving around. But the I was just gonna show real quick um the menu for the thing that we're doing tonight. We're gonna see. I don't know how much food we're gonna end up ordering. Probably plan on splitting some things. The prices didn't seem too unreasonable. I had actually seen a post or a review of them that made it sound like their prices were pretty bad. They're a little high, but for just a single item, I guess, now that I look at it, if you don't get um, fries or whatever with that. But yeah, like I said, it's called Future Foods. The top of this is cut off. There's just a couple side options as far as add-ons. But um, they're mainly going to have chicken sandwiches, crispy chicken sandwich, buffalo, mango, habanero chicken sandwich, deluxe barbecue chicken sandwich, and a jalapeno cheddar chicken sandwich. They all sound really good. Most of the kids would probably only really enjoy the classic crispy chicken sandwich. I don't know how much they will, um, the buffalo ranch. It just depends on how spicy things are, but it's tough with kids. Um, and again, to spend $13 on a sandwich, and that's the cheapest one, if they don't like it, it's going to be kind of disappointing. But we want to promote the we want to promote this in the area. We want people to see that there's people interested in eating this way. And if these Future Foods, I don't know what their goal is. I know they're going across the country doing these pop-ups, but um, yeah, I'm just hoping that it shows that there is a demand for this. And then they also have kind of a few different options for fries: buffalo chicken fries, um, the bacon jalapeno cheddar fries, and then the chili fries. Um, or they just have regular plain seasoned fries. I'm sure we'll get some fries as well. Again, buffalo sauce and the jalapeno probably aren't things the kids are going to love, but we'll see how it goes when we get there. I'm looking forward to checking it out and seeing what it is. I'm going to try to take some photos. I'll probably put them on my Instagram. And Carrie says they're here. I guess that means she's not coming in. I wasn't sure if she was going to try to come in or not, but it's not a big deal. I am going to get out of here then for today. I actually did a decently long stream in the end after having all those audio issues. I'll try to have those fixed by tomorrow, but who knows? It seems like it's making noise when I move the cord, so I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys. Carrie says hang on, so I'm hanging on. Anyways, you gotta come in the side door. I don't have the front door locked. I have the front door locked. Of course, she comes to the front door. All right, Carrie's gonna come in and say hi. The microphone's out. What? All right, Carrie's gonna come in and say hi. Maybe she can't talk. I can put the microphone.
Hello. Good to see you guys.
So, I suppose I got one of my kids wants to say hi too. Hurry up. Yes, all of them. Everybody. Hello, this is my son. You bet. All right, there you go. Yep. And then this is my daughter. You bet. All right, and Anthony says hi, everybody. So hi. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. There's nothing that's more important than your health and taking care of yourself. So get started right now with your diets, even if it's just changing something simple. Make those changes right now. And I will be on tomorrow. Make sure you do the subscribe and all the YouTube things, like the video, all that stuff. There's links to stuff down in the description below. But everybody's waiting for me now. So you guys all have a great evening. I'll try to get some photos, put them up. So, and I'll talk about this tomorrow.